Hey guys, Aaron Farmer here with My Sugar-Free Journey, and we are on day 14, or at least yesterday was day 14 of our 28-day challenge. So good things are happening. Today we're going to talk about exercise, why exercise is important, and what exercise does for you. I think that you're going to find this video very informative. So when I first started on this sugar-free journey of mine, it was the information I started reading about exercise specifically that really helped me see why my previous efforts to lose weight really didn't work. For years, I would walk miles, I would swim dozens of laps in the pool, I would hit the spin class, which was torture. Spin class is murder. I would lift weights. I had memberships to gyms. I'd basically do anything that I could think of to lose weight as far as exercise goes, and it never really worked. In fact, I remember one of the first gyms I started working out at probably 15 years ago. I had a little notebook in my bag, and I would, before I started working out every day, I would go and weigh myself and write down my weight in this book. And I remember I was 388 pounds, and I was writing 388 pounds down every time I worked out for like months. It was, no matter what I did, no matter what exercise I did, no matter how hard I worked out, my weight stayed exactly the same. I realized that something was wrong. I didn't really know what was wrong at the time. I didn't know what I was doing wrong, but the one thing that I was very confident of was that exercise alone wasn't helping me lose weight. It just wasn't. So why is that? A pound of fat is about 2,500 calories. So the conventional wisdom has always been that if you keep your food intake constant, you'll lose a pound for every 2,500 calories of exercise that you do. Every 2,500 calories that you burn through exercise. That sounds logical, but new studies have shown two things. Number one, you actually have to burn off almost 4,000 calories to lose a pound of fat, because your body actually works against losing fat through exercise. And number two, it's almost impossible to hold your food intake constant when you're exercising. Why is that? Well, it should be obvious. When you exercise, you get hungry and you want to eat more. You can ignore those hunger pangs for a while, but eventually you're going to give in and you're going to eat more and you're going to gain that weight back. Now, of course, we all know people who lost weight they went to boot camp, they went to sports training camp, maybe they went on The Biggest Loser. Of course, we watch those Biggest Loser every year. But in almost every case when this happens, the person is in a new and very highly regimented environment. And for those of us that are in the same environment that we're always in, we don't have the benefits of that regiment. We don't have the benefits of a personal trainer standing over us, screaming at us, telling what exercises to do. We don't have the benefit of a personal chef. We just don't have those structures in place that those new environments afford. Your behavior is determined in a large part by your biochemistry, and your biochemistry is determined in a large part by your environment. So if your environment doesn't change, it's very difficult to change your behavior and to change your biochemistry. And to exercise 6 to 8 hours a day, the 6 or 8 hours a day necessary to start losing weight through exercise. Most of us will naturally allow our caloric intake to rise to meet our caloric expenditures when we exercise. And I've seen this when I go out and ride my bike or whatever. When I'm done riding it, when I come back in, it's time to eat, and I'll probably eat more that day than I would have had I not rode my bike because I've worked up an appetite. Calories burned by exercise are only a part of your total caloric expenditure, and it's somewhere between 5 and 35% of your total caloric expenditure, depending on how active you are. There's also your resting energy expenditure. We're going to call this your REE. That is the energy that you burn just by existing. Just by breathing, you're burning energy. Every cell in your body is a little powerhouse, and it's constantly using energy and to keep you alive, basically, and accounts for about 60% of the total energy used. So that's the majority of the energy you expend. The caloric energy you expend is just by living. The problem is that when you burn more calories with exercise, your body will naturally lower your REE to even out the weight loss. So if your REE is at 60% and your energy expenditure through exercise is at 5%, your body stays in a stays even basically. But when you start raising the amount of exercise of calories that you burn through exercise, your body will lower that REE to balance it out, because your body doesn't want to lose that weight. Your body likes that weight. Your body thinks fat is a healthy thing, because it will keep you alive, keep you warm, keep you safe, and of course it will, as long as you don't have too much of it. So that's what's happening. There's also and anyway, so that's why you can constantly exercise and not lose weight. You're actually fighting your own biochemistry. There's also the thermic effect of food. That's TEF. This is the energy your body has to use to digest the food that you eat, and accounts for about 10% of your total energy use. And it's not very much. You may not feel hungry in the mornings. I mean, I know my father used to always say that he never ate breakfast because he was never hungry before lunch, and he was also obese, and he had a big old pot belly, and he was kind enough to pass that on to his son. But eating some protein for breakfast will actually increase your rate of TEF, the caloric use from digesting food. You will also eat less for lunch and dinner because you started the day off with some protein. Most studies show that people that are able to lose weight and keep it off generally eat breakfast. Just stay away from the carbs, stay away from the muffins and the toast and those kind of things. Stick with bacon and eggs, stick with protein, stick with fat, stay away from the carbs, and eat breakfast every morning. You will actually increase the amount of energy that you use that day if you eat breakfast. Now there are a few things. There are a few ways that exercise makes us healthier. So this is where we have to kind of switch the narrative from losing weight to getting healthy, because exercise, it may not help you lose weight, but it will help you get healthy. And there's a couple ways that it does it. Number one, it'll trigger your sympathetic nervous system. It'll trigger your sympathetic nervous system to make new mitochondria for your cells. So your mitochondria are the powerhouse in the cell. They're the ones that actually use the energy to do all the things that cell needs to do. And as mitochondria age, they become less and less efficient at their jobs, and they create more harmful waste products. Those reactive oxygen species we talked about a few weeks ago. Those ROSs become more and more abundant as the mitochondria age, because the mitochondria are getting less and less efficient at doing their jobs. Exercise actually clears away those old mitochondria and replaces it with new, and it makes these new cells more insulin sensitive. So that's why, especially if you're diabetic or pre-diabetic, exercise needs to be a part of your routine. It may not make you thinner, but it will definitely make you less insensitive or more insulin sensitive, less insulin resistant. Number two, exercise reduces stress. Your stress hormone is cortisol, and when you exercise, cortisol levels go down. We've seen this. And endorphins, which is your pleasure hormones, they go up. Your stress subsides, and it's replaced with a generally good feeling. This is called this is the runner's high that you may have heard about. But exercise releases endorphins. Exercise makes you feel good. Number three, exercise also increases the rate and efficiency with which your liver can metabolize your food. So more energy available for your mitochondria quicker will give you more energy and the desire to exercise more. So this is amazing that as you clean up your diet and as you begin to move around and use your body more, your body actually provides the energy to move around and use your body more. Your body, your body is a use it or lose it organism. So things that aren't used regularly, they tend to not work very well. So your body wants you to get up and exercise. So if you show that commitment to cleaning up your diet, doing some daily exercising, you're going to see your body's going to provide the energy that you need to continue to exercise. We know that there are four things that will increase your liver's efficiency. There's cold, there's altitude, there's your thyroid hormone, and there is exercise. The higher the altitude and the colder it is, the more efficient that your liver gets. For instance, Switzerland and Germany have about the same diet and about the same level of activity, but the obesity rate in Switzerland is better than half of the obesity rate in Germany. And it's simply because Switzerland is cold, it's up in the mountains, and Germany is flat and temperate. Colorado is the least obese state in the Union. It's also one of the highest above sea level, and it's always cold. So You've got an advantage if you live in a cold, high environment, but for those of us, down in the plains of Texas, me, basically, you can either move to a mountaintop and to lose weight, or you can exercise, and you'll get those same benefits just by moving your body and doing some exercising. So, what kind of exercise should you do? Really doesn't matter. You can do anything. Just sweat. Just do something with your body. Preferably, get some sun when you do it. 10 to 15 minutes of sun every day, so that you get the vitamin D. Try to do maybe some squats, so that you can get you can limber up your hips and make sure that everything is stretched out there. But you can go for a walk, you can ride your bike, you can throw some weights around, you can do virtually anything. You can do yard work. If you have a push mower, you can use a push mower. If you have a garden, you can go do some weeding. There's the possibilities are endless. But just use your body and use it every day. Just keep in mind that if you've been sedentary for a long time, you should start slow, do a lot of stretching. The rate of injury is much higher when you're starting off a new exercise routine. Be careful, but get your exercise in. And the most important thing is to be consistent about your exercise. The health benefits of exercise disappear relatively quickly, so you need to do a little every day, or at least a little every other day. You need to do something. Now, you may have listened to this video and thought, well, my goodness, if exercise doesn't help you lose weight, why do it? Exercise is going to make you healthy, but the weight loss comes from cleaning up your diet. The weight loss comes from not eating sugars, not eating grains, and not eating things that cause those high insulin responses. That's what you're relying on in order to lose weight. But the exercise will make you more overall healthy. You just won't lose very much weight doing it. If the only thing that you change about your health routine is exercise, you might get healthier, but you're probably going to stay the same weight. So they both work together: exercise and a new diet. All right, I appreciate it, guys. This has been day 14 of the 28-day weight loss challenge. I appreciate those of you that are in the group with us. I hope you're learning a lot. I know I am. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you never miss a video. Love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.